What's up, dude? And welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Now, I did not get to play through the entire game during this, but I did get one thing, and you might know what that thing is. I won't spoil it, but if you wait all the way to the end, I got something that is very special. So, without any further ado, here's the video. Yeah, so as I said, or haven't said yet, I've not played anything on this game. I have not seen it. I've intentionally avoided it because I did not want to get spoiled on this at all. Because I heard it's a very, very cool game. Also, it looks really dark before I highlight it. Alright, you played the Stanley Parable before? No. I just said that. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna slightly brighter. That should be good. Alright, please set the current time. Really? It is currently let's say 2:50. Yeah, it's early. I got myself a nice, 6 hours of sleep. Ever the end is never the end. Something like that.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Oh, wow.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Well, that's
though
good.
He had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, that's good. A job
And
that
then one day,
you're happy
something
with.
very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ah, I will step out of my office. What is around here? We have I hate Mondays, of course. Everyone does. Actually, I think Tuesdays are worse than Mondays. Because although Mondays are the very beginning of the weekday, I don't know, Tuesdays hit worse because you're not exactly halfway through the week. You're not exactly like Wednesdays. I think Wednesdays are pretty good. Thursdays, if you have to work Fridays, then I imagine Thursdays are probably even worse than Tuesdays. I don't know. I'm not a week expert. Okay, can I use my computer? Can I type? I'm pretty sure the computer screen was just saying like press J to continue. Press G. Alright. Very cool. 429. Man, they got a whole lot of employees.
All of his
At
co-workers
least it's simple
were
to
gone.
figure out.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Knows. Maybe I just mixed up the times. Maybe today's Saturday. Ooh, it is bright. Very bright. 3-7. Sorry, I want to explore everything. I want to see everything this game has to offer. Oh, wow. It lag spike? Whatever. It looks like everybody just sort of disappeared right where they were standing. That's probably why all these papers got dropped. What does this computer say? I can't read it. It's too small. Too small, bro. 419. You got 420? Where is it? Where is it? No way. No way. Oh, no, here it is. Haha. It's right by a plant. See, I'm funny. I'm hip. Okay. Another I Hate Mondays mug. What does this one say? EL. That means the in Spanish. The masculine version. I took 3 years of Spanish. Have I said that before?
When Stanley
Only
came
like a
to a
billion
set of
times.
2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What are these? I've never seen these lights before. What? Let's hold it up. Where's the actual light bulb? Yo, I didn't... Wait, there was another door right there. Let me go through. Damn you. I go through? Okay. I'll move forward then. Also, narrator, who are you? Are you my conscience? Seeping in
Yet
through my
there was not a
thoughts?
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, no, I didn't get to see that. How to solve a dispute with coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers and then resent. Oh man. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure that the slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all that text. Alright, I can't read this fast enough. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Yes. Everyone is unique, which is another way of saying everyone is the same. Target push for funding for R&D, new coffee machine, get Chris out of the broom closet, hire someone to synergize papers, papers are too synergized, fire paper guy, hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy, who moved my desk, please keep the targets to the topic of redacted. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items, write next day's agenda, and reflect. Employees 474. What employee was I was 427, right? Meeting room. Jeez, this looks this looks so annoying. Why not get just an like actual big calendar? Can you buy a giant ass calendar that like take up this whole square? That'd be way easier than drawing one out. A lot of percent. Wait. Size of demographic, like 20%. Spare between the space between the teenagers, a lot of percent. Bi-quarterly post review. You need to get rid of death sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water heater, or more cooler heaters. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip, appeal to the teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net, some sort of child trait. I'm pretty sure teenagers make up like a pretty small percentage, at least now, of the demographic, of the total demographic. It's mostly, at least in America, it's mostly people that's like over 50. Which, if you live in America, you kind of understand that. I say that as if, like, most of my viewers are European or something.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Stop
upstairs
closing these
to
doors
his
behind
boss's
me.
office.
Walked out. No, I'm gonna walk downstairs, actually. Sorry, narrator. I'm not listening to you. Firehouse. Red light. Well, you know what red means. Red means scary. What is this? Can't read it. Unfortunate.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Stop
He
closing
considered the
these
possibility
doors.
of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He
No.
might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
It
All
is a
because
very
he
competitive
believed
economy.
everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my coworkers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
I think it's your
And
fault,
for that
narrator.
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No,
Eh.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
I did not yell that.
What a relief Stanley felt.
I seem completely
to have finally
lucid.
found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Stop
Then
it.
He imagined himself
Narrator, stop
soaring
fucking with
through
me.
space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Coffee nut.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
I don't know why I
I'm
find that
dreaming
funny.
about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
That's what I was already
Now, hearing
saying.
the voice speak
Can
these
you
words was
shut
quite
the hell
shocking.
up?
After all,
You are
we knew for
yapping.
certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
You're
Did
yapping
the
more
voice
than
not see
I
him
do.
float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of
6'9".
himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he
Cold
closed
drinks.
his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream.
How
I
would you
wish
already
it
be
could
through with
over.
it?
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Oh, I'm sure of it, Stanley.
I am okay.
Are you sure? And we're right back where we were.
Stanley began screaming.
Cold
Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Please stop yelling. It hurts my
This is
ears.
the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself.
Hey, that's
then
me.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh. I have no help. You might trip and fall. It's not good to run. It's bad on your joints. At least that's what I heard. And we're back. 427. Okay, will the narrator please stop the yapping? The absolute yap session that's going on. You know, like, I have words to say as well. You're yapping more than I do, man. Come on.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so we're repeating. We're going through, like, what is it called? Hedgehog Day or something?
He couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Why is it that if I'm in 427 and these only go up, why does it go from 430 to 437? And so I guess these people don't even get like their own office. I guess that's fine. That might actually be nicer. You get to actually like be around other people instead of trapped in an office by yourself. This looks like a spacious office. Mine is mine's pretty cool. You gotta close the door? No. Oh, no, wait, I can open them now? Can I? I was pressing E before, but it wasn't, like, attempting to do anything. I am off kilter. I am confused. Alright, baby. It's time to get out of here.
When
we get to make a choice again.
Two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ah, okay. So obviously you can go against what the narrator says, and I bet that's what you think I'm going to do. But actually, I'm going to go against the grain by going with the grain. Big brain right here, you see? I trust the narrator. He's gonna lead me to great things, like a promotion, or a bigger office. Maybe. Hopefully. Only time will tell.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. That's what I missed last time. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment for using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Yeah, dude, this is there like an office default like template? Because I swear, I think I've used this for, I don't think I've used this exact one for slideshows for like school. You guys ever have to do those slideshows in front of the like whole class, and it's really awkward because most of the time you just like copy and pasted stuff from other websites or just ChatGPT, and you have to pretend you actually know what you're talking about. It's basically the same thing as whenever you do a book report on a book you never read. I did that a lot because I was lazy. Oh, I can open this broom closet. There was something about some guy needing to get out of the broom closet. It was like Sherry or something, I don't know.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I guess you're right. I turned around and went back on track.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes, I did. What's in here? Nothing. Okay, it seems very linear so far. Executive bathroom. Ooh. Nah. Why the hell? What is this? I'm scared it's gonna close on me. I'm gonna be trapped. Well, they got the bottle of soap that actually looks... Ooh. Why can't they just do bottles of soap instead of like the dispensers? You ever like wash your hands in a bathroom and the dispenser is like empty and you're like, whatever, dude. Whatever. It seems like such a useless invention. Extreme bathrooms. Time. I read this? Not really. Can't really read anything. I can't read that well. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. Hang on. Because the boss knows that what the set... Because the boss knows that what the boss says... Wait. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss shows. That's a bar. I'm gonna have to put that in my next album, dude. I'm dropping an album. It's called Paintbrush Aids. Check it out. It's releasing on Pandora, and that's it. Nothing else. Not SoundCloud, Spotify, nothing else. It's gonna be all about the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I'm coming up with bars in my mind as we go through this. The boss got a nice ass place, but I mean, what do you expect? The boss be making like, I bet he making like quadruple my salary. I guarantee it. Probably more than that even. This. Alright, if I walk in here, it's gonna close the doors. That's for sure. This is the... Oh, I thought that this would be like the receptionist. Is this like a waiting room? You wait in here, the receptionist calls you in. Oh, you got an appointment? It's on the computer. Nothing. This is a weird keyboard. Why is it... It's so weirdly colored. It's like all the keys are different shades. There's like a blue around the arrow keys. Weird.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
That is
Shocked,
not what a
unraveled,
piano
Stanley
sounds like.
wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
It's probably on his desk.
2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Yeah, so I'm not going to enter that because I wouldn't have known. I'm going to figure it out myself. Why, whenever I press E, does it make the typing noise? I was over at the piano and I thought he was like...
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Yeah, I had no idea. Seems rather presumptuous of you.
2845.
I'm hearing you, but I'm not listening. You're knocking, but nobody's home, pal. Look at that. Just a giant portrait of not you, but just you tightening up the tie on your suit.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and
hell?
the door just opened all by itself.
Oh,
and
it's
Stanley
dark.
got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Well, now I want to enter it. Hold on. Oh, I can't. Oh, wait, I can. Can I reset? Yeah, I can barely see. Hold on. So, 2, and then this would be 8, 4. Nope, that's 1. Try again. Hold on. I'm gonna get this. 2, 8. That's 0. Sorry, yeah, you can't even see this on the stream either. All right, so 2. No, 2. 8. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm clicking in the same places. They're changing the buttons around. 2, 8, 4, 5. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Okay, so what's the terrible secret? Oh, was it just supposed to lock down everything? You know, what if I don't get along with the story? What if I don't move with it? I know I said I was going to go with the narrator, but if he allows me to wait, I'm going to wait. Maybe this is the intended experience for the Stanley Parable. I wouldn't know. I just hopped in here. What if there's a secret Easter egg that happens if I just wait here forever? I get an achievement or something. Whatever. Cool noise. Oh my gosh. Dude, it goes from like, you can see pretty clearly and you walk in this corner, black. Completely. Can't see a thing. Down. Wait, no, what if I go up? Whatever. And my boy is really adjusted to them keys. Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Really? You know, narrator, I feel like you have the power to just tell me what's going on, but something tells me that you're like you're leading me, like I'm a pig. And you have a carrot on a stick.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
It's
the large
just from
door that
Minecraft. I
read
don't think
Mind
pigs like
Control
carrots.
Facility.
Mind control facility. Escape. Well, I don't want to escape. What if I want my mind to be controlled? Never thought about that, huh? Alright. Alright, Doc. It's time to fry my brain. I don't know if you can fry it any more than it already is, but...
television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Gosh, this chair is so uncomfortable. I'm never buying one of these gaming chairs again, dude. This was a gift for Christmas a few years back, but how can... This must be like one of the cheap ones, but... Like, it was cool at first, but now the armrests are falling apart because they're like this cheap leather. I don't know, I'd rather just have like a normal... I'd rather sit in this, to be real, not even have armrests. I don't know, sitting is just bad for you, though. I want to get a standing desk, but I feel like I would be too lazy to actually use it or set it up. What's
Now
the cameras for?
monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I mean, this seems pretty standard. Like, it is like dystopian, but having a camera in pretty much every office, I mean, that's just how security works. Security is sort of the antithesis to what we consider freedom, so... Yeah, this is... fired. 104 has been fired. Some of these... Oh, and 601? I think that is? Who else has been fired? What is that? That one's all corrupted. So just 601 and 104 has been fired. I wonder why. Wait, let me see my number. I'm 427. Let me see. Huh. I mean, it actually does show my office. It's cool. At least I think that's my office. I barely spent any time in it, even though my character has spent his whole life.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Where's the
Was this
control
only
you're
reason
getting?
He was happy with his boring job.
Why
That
does
his
that say
emotions
pirate?
had been manipulated to accept it blindly.
I think the narrator is jumping to conclusions a little too fast right now. I hit it again. No. Alright, well, time to go up.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Has anyone told you that you're dramatic, narrator? People have told me that. Like, once. Whenever I was, like, a child, but, you know. Still am a child. I'm not even out of my teenage infancy yet. Am I supposed to be able to see stuff? Holy crap. Dude, I have to look through OBS to see where I'm going.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
This is
emotions.
insane.
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Dude, I'm gonna have to turn up the brightness on my monitor. Mind control status offline. Oh, well, it seems like we're free. I'm still confused as to how mind control has anything to do with this. All we've seen is cameras. And it seems like the narrator is filling in some gaps that I have no idea how he could possibly know. What if the mind control facility is just like, I don't know, to like help control your anxiety or something? Wouldn't that be cool? Instead of mind control to turn us into like mindless slaves, they just use it to like help with our like mental health. I think mind control could be, if the technology existed, it could be very beneficial for like therapy. If used properly, of course. That's how everything is. As long as something is used properly and with good intentions, or not even just good intentions, just like used within the will of the participant, then I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, maybe they just use mind control so that we can turn off our brains whenever we go to work and we don't have to actually think. Maybe we don't even have to remember us going to work. Wouldn't that be cool? You go to work, you just hit a button, and all of a sudden 8 hours just passes by in like the blink of an eye. You don't even know what's happening. And then all of a sudden you're just going home. You feel a little tired, but that's about it. Mind controlling idle, awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
You're really like trying to put thoughts in my mind. You say that you're reading my thoughts and you know what I'm doing, but I am the player. I am Stanley. Stanley might have a backstory and a whole life before this, but I dictate what Stanley thinks, not you, narrator. So I actually think that I want to turn on the mind control.
Oh, Stanley.
What you think about that?
Activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
It's so weird that you think that.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do.
Maybe
But you
I
need to
want to be
understand,
controlled.
There's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
I'm
If
not
you want
supposed to
turn
do
my story on
anything.
track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say
now.
2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb
I only need a
goes
minute.
off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground,
A minute left.
swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
0142.
These are precious additional seconds, Stan.
Oh, never mind.
Time doesn't grow on trees.
I thought that was like a code.
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Maybe I want to go back.
No,
This is supposed to be less than a minute.
Button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Do I have to know?
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Well, I'm gonna bore you to death then.
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
You sped it up, by the way.
Big boom and then nothing.
I think.
No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Bye-bye. You're making a lot of assumptions, narrator. A lot of assumptions. You think you know what I think and what I'm going to do. But I'm gonna show you, you don't. You don't know shit. Alright? Sorry for my language, but you don't know nothing. Alright? Like, he thinks that I value my life or something. He thinks he knows me. But he can't get in this brain. You wanna know why? Because there's nothing there. You can't get inside of something that don't exist. This shit right here, rock solid. Ain't nothing getting in here, baby. Come on now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It could mean you could shut the hell up, man. You know, I was like cool with you at first. You know, I was a little annoyed.
Looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm gonna mute you, you know? I will go into the settings and I will mute your audio if you don't quiet down for a little bit. You gotta close it? Seems like I can't tell if things are changing. I wasn't paying enough attention. Wait. Is there a way to get in there? Now these doors open.
Stanley went around touching every little thing. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
I didn't even know there was an achievement.
Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
You see, you think that I want some sort of achievement. You think I want validation from you? Who the hell do you think you are? I don't need this. What if I just want to stay here? Hmm? What if I want to get back to my job? Oh, I can't actually because you're forcing me to do this. You think you can play God, but in reality, I control what I get to do. So until you take control of my character, I have all the power here. Okay, pal? So you better watch where you step. Let me close this. Oh wow, I can't. Maybe I have less control than I think I do. No, no. I have all the power here, okay? This man, he's very, presumptuous. I've said this before, but it's weird how he assumes, he takes a guess as to what my actions mean, and from what I do, he tries to assume what the meaning of my actions are. Like, because I'm gonna walk in here, he's gonna say left or right, and depending on my choice, he's going to assume that I want to do something. Like, if I go against his choice, he thinks that I'm going against him, because he takes everything so personal. Which I guess it is personal because it's just the two of us. If the
When
two of us
Stanley
are
came
even
to a
separate
set of
people.
two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
See, and if I go to the right, he's gonna, be like, oh, I can't believe you went against my instructions.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Perhaps, maybe he wanted to do this. Maybe you don't know. You wanna know why? Because you can't get in my brain. You can't do it, pal. I've told you this before. It's weird that it's showing me all of these rooms with open doors and you can't even get to them. Maybe it's trying to show me just how little, like, room I have to explore. Like, it shows how linear the paths are.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
No? Actually, yeah, I did. Not because you told me to, but because, honestly, this is a well-crafted room.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Seeing as how he makes presumptions on my actions, but he's
Stanley
the only
sat
one
around
that...
waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
No, I didn't. I was just chilling out here looking at stuff, man. I'm trying to, like, commentate and say what I think, but you just keep interrupting me because it seems like you like the sound of your own voice. Probably so much to the point that you didn't give me a voice or any dialogue options. Weird. See, this is a cool dynamic because I do all the actions and it gives me a sense of control where it's like, well, I'm controlling the character, but I can't actually do much. I can click a few buttons, but only the buttons he lets me interact with. And he, the one who seemingly only has a voice in this, actually has much more control over the environment that I'm in. Which might be some sort of bigger metaphor to something, but I bet it's not. I think the game is like trying to get me to think of like some broader message. I don't know. See, I'm making presumptions now, based on what the narrator has done.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
First open door on his left. See, and just like me making assumptions on what the narrator is trying to do is just as unfair as him making assumptions on what I'm trying to do. Because all of his, like, every time he's tried to guess as to what I'm doing, he's been wrong. Almost every time. He's been right a few times.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay. I'll follow you. I should probably speed this along a little bit. I actually don't know how long this game is. I'll probably do like 2 parts on this. I don't actually expect to complete the full game.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
See? Now he thinks I'm going to like sit here and try and outpatience him, but actually I'm just gonna leave. You gotta keep him on their
Coming to a
toes.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, let's see what happens if I go down here again. Is it just gonna be the same scene once more? Try and close it. I dare you. I dare you.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously.
Okay, he's just gonna go over
existence
this
in
one
a
more
single
time.
moment.
Alright, are we back? Cool. Okay. I think he said the
All of his
exact same
co-workers
stuff.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I expected something different to happen
When
during
Stanley
that,
came to a
but I
set
guess
of two
not.
open doors,
Whatever.
he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yes,
Absolutely
this room.
beautiful.
What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yes, I did.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Let's see where this goes.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Nowhere,
From
huh?
here, it's, left.
I can't even interact with the doors now? Jeez.
Oh, no. No, it's to
Oh,
the right. My
cool.
mistake.
Oh, you're gonna mess with me. Okay, I'm cool with
No,
that.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What
It's getting
was
hot
I
in here.
thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Take your time, take your time. I got all day.
Now, let's see. We
Not
went
really,
down,
but-
Right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Alright, please go through a different door. I have a prediction. I bet there is no secrets. Bet there's no secrets to this exploration. I'm just gonna continue on the path he tells me to go now.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
I've already
Quick,
seen
Stanley,
this.
Close your eyes.
You know this.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Don't
And
do
this
that.
time,
I'm
suppose
gonna
we
try to
don't
open my
wander so
eyes.
far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Ah, I'm back. Okay. Cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Alright,
Stanley
speedrun.
decided to go to the
Speedrun
meeting
strats.
room. Perhaps he had
Check
simply
it.
missed a memo.
You've never seen somebody go as fast as me
When
through the
Stan...
Stanley Parable.
Wait, what?
Ah.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or...
I can't do
Why am I
anything.
asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ooh. So I came in through here. Left, right. Well, what if I just... I want to go... I'm overloaded with choice. I go through here. You can move these chairs, narrator. Let's go through here. Nope. Can I sit down? Can I pop a squat?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Come on, man. Let me explore. At least give me a sense that I have some sort of free will in this. I know that I have choices,
All of his
but...
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
So,
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
if I have the chance to go through... I'm assuming I'll get to go through every single different choice in the game. Then does that mean I really have a choice at all? If I'm allowed to go through... I guess the only other choice I'd have is to just turn off the game. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. Alright, see you later. Nah, I'm joking. I'm just joshing with you. Alright. Did you actually reset the story this time? I was curious as to where else I could go. And there's no doors there. Well, I'm gonna go back then. Actually, I don't think that there's going to be something special that happens if I, like, continuously explore and look through every single crevice of this game. I don't think there's a point to it.
Okay, yep.
But maybe
worse.
that's the point,
I
is
might be
there's no
remembering
point.
this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. I did that before, but okay. You gonna close this? Can I close it? Nope. I can just continue to type. No, seriously, we disabled it. You can't jump. Get your first achievement. Well, now I'm not gonna try and jump. Because it wants me to try and jump. I don't even know if those achievements were real. They could have... That could just be a part of the game and not an actual Steam overlay. Think about that.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Well, now I wonder if I go back, will there be doors? Come on, give me some doors. Give me some doors, come on. Nothing? Really? Come on, man. I'm very like intrigued to find some sort of Easter egg or something by, you know, continuously looking around, going against what the narrator says, but I don't know. It's giving me this weird feeling that I can't describe. Like, I don't know, it's not... I can't describe it. It's weird. Is this just gonna...
Oh, wait,
yeah.
never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay. Are you trying to make me frustrated? Because it's not gonna work for now. Ugh. I don't like that. Alright, I'll stop going back. I don't see a point in it. If I miss something, I miss something. It's cool. It's whatever.
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well,
You seem quite
Since I've
unprepared.
completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay.
All
The
right,
Stanley
I've got a
Parable
solution.
Adventure Line.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
You got it. I got you. Hey, I do get to go through here. You know what? Just follow the line. Don't explore. Do not strafe
See?
from the
The
line.
line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
You got it. You got it.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever
Nope,
we
stay
end
on
up
the
be
line.
our destination,
Stay.
even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
You're not very good at
Simply by
drawing
the
straight
act of
lines.
Moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination
doesn't
is
seem like it.
inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on.
Yeah, you're getting a
bit
little
weird back
too
there?
far.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Stay on the line. Don't move.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
No. I follow the line.
Wait,
This is
what?
the adventure
We're
line.
back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story is... Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything
Line
we've been
trademark.
through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Okay. Alright, let's do it
You know
again,
what,
baby.
Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
The
We're
adventure line
intelligent people,
trademark.
right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
No, I want to follow the adventure line, but okay. I trust
Now,
you.
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I like this. The way that like looped around and it changes how you go through it.
Oh,
It's
no,
cool.
not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We
So
should be
get rid
fine.
of it. You have the power here. You're the one who put this line down, in fact. Unless there's a greater being that you can't control and is actually controlling you, which is indirectly controlling me because I have very little control over this.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And
Okay.
that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another
This
victory
make
for
me feel
logic.
sick.
Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
You got it.
Oh,
The confusion
hold on, what's this?
ending.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
The confusion
It's almost like we
ending.
didn't have a
You're
choice.
telling me that's what this is?
TV
It's all
for
one
maintenance
giant
room.
ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's
This
really
game's
how
a
all
restart
this
process.
goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
That's
Why
Cap.
don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Please tell me I die.
So,
This is all I
okay.
want. I'm
I guess
tired
now
of
we
this.
just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't
Why'd you
agree?
stop the timer?
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey.
That's
Though
gotta
they're
be a
always
world
saying that
record, by the
life is
way.
about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
That's a new
We'll
PB.
find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Don't do that. That's loud. Okay, so he restarts. So I think what he wants me to do is think. That's the point of this. It wants me to think. But what if I just turn off my brain? As a matter of fact, I don't even have to because it's been turned off. I've just been in a sort of flow state. Where's this phone at? It's good.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today.
Okay.
We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
That was concise. That's a... I can't remember lists like that. Can you, like, fax it? Is this a fax machine? I actually have no idea. I have no idea how a fax machine works. All I know is it's old. And it's like a way... Sort of like a... Well, an email. Except it's not well, it is electronic. It's just printed out instead of digital. I think that's how it works. I don't know. Any fax experts out there? Leave me a fax, or drop a fax. Don't comment on the video. Drop me a fax telling me how it works. I'll eventually get back to you once I figure out how to send a fax back to you. Is that even the right terminology? Send a fax? Am I spitting facts?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I had to think about that. My lefts and my rights are a little mixed up in my brain because I have it turned off. Actually, I'm thinking
Yet
too
there was
much.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Hey. Hey, that's a dick move. Come on, man. I want to go in the broom closet. But I see you're fed up with me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now, I want to go downstairs, but I'm scared it's just going to do... whatever. Let's see. Maybe it'll do something different. If it doesn't, I'm never going downstairs ever
But
again.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken
I'll come
that
back
risk?
whenever something
All because
changes.
he believed everyone had vanished.
Alright, we are back once more. So I'm
Even
never
now,
going downstairs
Stanley's
ever
office was a
again.
distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, well since I don't have much else to talk about with the game, I'm gonna talk about chapstick. Do you use chapstick? You know, I never really used it that much, just because I never really cared about, like, how my lips were, I guess. I didn't really pay attention to them much, but then I realized one day, I was like, man, my lips do get, like, really dry all the time. And they get, you know, pretty chapped. Who would have thought, without chapstick? And I'm gonna wait a second so I can tell my story, and so the narrator won't interrupt me. But then eventually I realized, man, I have all these like chapsticks here. I got this this Invia right here. It's pretty good. It works really well. And I'm weird. I don't know. I think it's pretty normal actually. I don't like put it on my... Some people like put it on their finger and then put it on their lips so that it doesn't like contaminate it or something, so other people can use it. But it's like, I'm not gonna have other people use my chapstick. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I put that stuff on my lips. I don't want to get sick or anything. And I just eventually started using chapstick. So yeah, I put it on during that
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep, that's what I did. Man, this narrator is a real smart guy.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, because I'm not going downstairs again. I don't feel like wasting more time trying that. Still doesn't open. I'm starting to feel less and less inclined to actually explore. And I want to give like interpretations to this game, but I don't think that's... I think that's kind of pointless. And I think that's what we've been shown is like interpretation to this. You can give interpretation, and that's all we can really do is interpret things through our own perception, but like through this, I'm just going to take it how it is. And I'm just going to go through the experience just how I feel like it. Because I don't think I can give really any mind or like life-changing thoughts on what I think this game is. So I'm just gonna move forward with it, see what happens, you know?
Stepping
This is an
into his
experience
manager's
after
office,
all.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
I'll
But of
just do it
course,
this time.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Actually, I do know this
Yet
because
incredibly,
you're
by
in my
simply
head.
pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
See, and I can never know if that's even the right code. Maybe I could sit here for forever going through, 10,000 different combinations, searching for the right one. Maybe it's written on a wall somewhere, but, I don't really feel like doing that. And honestly, I don't think that there is some sort of secret Easter egg that you can enter in on that keypad. I think a lot of the stuff in this game is red herrings to try and get you to just... I don't want to say waste time, because, what is a waste of time? Tell me, in the comments, write down what is a waste of time. Not subjectively, what is an objective waste of time? I dare you. I'm not saying there isn't, there probably is, but I don't know. I'm just curious. This game seems to not really reward curiosity. Maybe it does, I don't know. Let's go back up.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
Yeah,
Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I have no idea why I'm going back up, and you don't either. So I would appreciate if you would stop yapping and just let me do my stuff, This is my experience,
Here we
not
are,
yours.
Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I'm actually pretty uncomfortable. I'm getting really uncomfortable. It's not that bad. Alright, we'll go back down. I just wanted to, look around.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Are you mocking me? That's fine. I would mock me
Surely
too.
this time
I do
Stanley
mock
will
me.
walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Hang on, I just wanted to see that third painting that was on the
Did you
wall.
think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
I feel like he's getting a little annoyed with me. And I can't lie, I'm kind of enjoying it. I like giving the narrator frustration because, honestly, he's frustrating me a little bit.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Oh, okay. Take your time. See, he's trying to get... I can't say he's trying to get... I don't know what he's doing. I think he's trying to get me frustrated because I keep wasting his time. I don't know. Honestly, I enjoy looking at this. This is relaxing.
I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Master? Don't call me that. That's weird. Nah, I like that. Call me Master. Anyways. Are you sure you had enough time to process all this? You can take your time. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a rush. Good? Okay. We'll move forward.
Of
Next.
course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
See, now, that is just your interpretation. What if somebody else saw this and was like, man, this is actually riveting. This is very exciting. No, you don't know that this is getting stale and repetitive. Repetitive, objectively, yes, but stale, you don't know that. Now, I bet you I could go back up and get, like, probably more story or narration, but honestly, I'm getting tired of this narrator's
Stanley
voice,
walked
so,
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I feel like it's just gonna do the same thing again. I'll go to escape. We'll escape.
Although
For
this
once.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yes, can I sprint? Can I go faster?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, this is the most exciting, like,
At this point,
thing you've
Stanley
told
was
me.
making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I mean, we all have to confront it eventually. Might as well go out on my own terms. Ooh, red. You know what red means? It's scary. Oh man, did I survive?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh. Sweet release. Finally.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Can you
In a
please
single
be
visceral
my narrator
instant,
from now on?
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh, come on. Man, you really had me going there. You really had me excited. Okay, so that's the Stanley Parable. I go through these boxes. Nah. Alright. Is this the end? Probably
And
not.
yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I like this font. It's very formal.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I mean, meaningless? Maybe, but like, does there have to be meaning to an experience? Can something just be what it is? Oh wow. You can see the whole thing. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Cool. Stanley's computer. Hang on, I just want to type a few more times. It's the first time I've actually used the typing sounds correctly. Okay. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. It's eerily quiet. The 2 doors. The set of 2 doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Okay. What is this? I can't even go to it. Is this supposed to be my, like, desk that was in my office? I have no idea. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Oh, I can make a beat out of this. Hold on. That's kind of heat. Alright. Model design. Original music, sound design, additional music, and additional voice work. There's 3. Credits. Kavan Brightening as the narrator. Additional development. QA coordinator, office administrator, producer, console development. Based on the work of the Stanley Parable 2013 team, additional level design, programming, animation, Stanley character skin, and webmaster. You know, honestly, this is a pretty tight-knit team. It's cool. What is this? Maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. It looks pretty barren. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I mean, who cares though? If somebody takes us making fun of shooters, I mean, they can take it however they want. What is that gonna... Is that gonna hurt somebody's feelings? Oh no, the Stanley Parable made fun of my favorite Call of Duty game. Oh no, they're shitting on Halo. My whole worldview has crumbled. Damn you, Stanley Parable. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. What was that noise? While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. I'm not gonna read all these. I bet it's pretty, riveting stuff there, but I don't have the brain capacity to read all that. The Lounge, an early version of The Lounge. Very barren as well. I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly. I'm using it as if it's like a wasteland or an open world. Stanley's Office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's Office over time. The first was created in November 11th, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. This is cool because I always like talking about game development, but I rarely actually like get into the nitty-gritty of it. So they made it slightly larger. They added in more stuff. They opened the drawers. That's cool. It must have been very fun creating this game. I can imagine. Game design mockup. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mockup is still in the game. Sparky. I had a cat named Sparky whenever I was really young. I wish I had a cat. I had a bunch of dogs. That's about it. An early version of the countdown room. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. That seems a little cliche. Did they take it out, I'm assuming? Which is why I said it existed in the beta. I didn't see why they took that out. Perhaps. I'm guessing I can't press this? Wait. This is probably what was making the noise. One of that's from an early version of the countdown ending. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. What is that? Is that just a wall? Or a hill? This is so blocky. Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. Wow, so wait, did it start here, go to here, and then end up here? Or, probably something like that. Doesn't really matter. Office computers. Ooh, somebody was playing solitaire? I can mess with solitaire. Or, no, this isn't solitaire. Is it? Yeah, it is. Installing chart from Pro 01 program files, blah, blah, blah. Office clock. Fascinating. Please shut up. The lounge. Underground, an early version of the underground portion of the game. Narration outtakes. Kevin Brightening, the voice narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times.
Button pushing. Does that sound plausible to you?
Please calm down.
When Stanley came to
3
the
separate
deck,
times
he traveled
over
upward to the power
the
source
2
at the
years
top
of
of the
development.
facility to
These are
endless
clips from
injustice
early
forever.
takes that were not used in the final game. Can you do that one more time? I got done reading. This light makes me feel uneasy the way it's swinging. Do you need a bucket in life? Yeah. Honestly, I could probably use it. Perhaps. Okay. Is there a way I can move forward? Or is this like actually the ending? I don't know, something makes me feel uneasy about being in here. Maybe it's just the silence. I think it is. I press this? No. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the 2 endings together instead. Okay. Exit. Well, I'm sure that this is it. I'm sure that this is the ending of the game, and there's nothing to go forward.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Is the game gonna restart?
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
Man, I was
As long
just
as you
about to
move
say
forward,
that.
You'll be
Come
walking
on.
someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Please.
Do choose it.
Take
Don't
me
let
away.
Time choose for you. Don't let
Please. Please. Just to end it. Let it be over. So you said it's never the end, but really, I can choose when it's over. I can call the ending right here, and I can say the game is over. And to me, it is done. Maybe I missed something. Maybe
A
there's
soft
something
wind
left.
blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I am Stanley. I'm not hoping to see weather. You have no idea what I'm thinking. You might be the narrator of the game. I'm the one controlling it. Alright? I have control in this. Not really, but I like to feel like I have control.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. After I go through this door, if nothing new happens, I'm ending the game. Stream is over. Video's done. Narrator, what you got for me? Throw it at me.
Yet
Come
there was
on.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I still don't appreciate that you boarded this up. There's no reason for you to board this up. It's just a broom closet, man. What's so special about it, huh? You scared of some
Coming
brooms?
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes, I am. Because every time I've gone downstairs, it's been the same thing. Man. This is a very... I didn't even realize. This is a big-ass window. I know that we're probably, like, much higher up and you can't really see it, but this seems to have no privacy. But maybe it's very manly to take a shit right next to a window. You ever think about that? Enter the door on your front. What does that even mean?
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul
Why is it lagging?
anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it.
Are you gonna tell me it?
2845. Statistically,
Yes, you
nearly
are.
impossible to guess blindly, ever. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alright, narrator. Should I go mind control room or escape?
Stanley walked straight
Honestly,
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
you know, this says mind control facility, but I still haven't seen no mind control in here. See a bunch of cameras, unless it changes.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
The strength to find out. Well, you think I'm weak? You think I'm pitiful? You think I'm too pitiful enough to continue?
Now the monitors jumped.
You're probably
to life,
right.
Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
If I'm mind controlling Stanley, then how do we even know Stanley has a mind? Because if I stop right here and I don't do anything, and I stop controlling him, is he gonna do anything? Maybe he can't because I am mind controlling him, but we don't know. I don't think it's our job to know if we're mind controlling Stanley. I don't think it really matters, in
This
fact.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
No, you're trying to get me to think. You're trying to do it again. You're trying to get me to think about what I'm doing. I can't think, buddy.
No.
There's
He
nothing up
refused to
here.
believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
If I'm mind controlling Stanley, is it supposed to make me the bad guy because I'm not giving him free will or something? Last time I was in here, I hit on, so we'll see what happens if I turn it off, huh? Let's see. I'm prepared to have my mind uncontrolled.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
It's not a door, but, you know, I get what you mean. Oh, wow.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Do I win? Beat the game. Something tells me that that's not the ending. I don't know what, but something, just intuition is telling me that it's not the end of the game.
All of his
I don't know.
co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Bucket.
missed a memo.
I need a bucket. Where do I get bucket? Apparently bucket is very special from what I've been told. So let's search around for a bucket. If this bucket is so special and all powerful, then it should be pretty hard to find. New content? Oh, I'm so excited. Let's
Oh.
find out.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
It's probably something new. Or not. Oh yes, the bucket is in the Ultra Deluxe.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Can we get a
Oh,
drum
this
roll?
Sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
You know, I feel like I'm being jerked around.
Okay, so
I
far it's
cannot
an
jump.
elevator.
At least
Nothing
spacebar
special
doesn't
yet,
jump.
But I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
What type of light is this?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm so excited. Do I get to see Bucket? Does me get to have Bucket?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh, I'm ready to give it to you. Oh, I'm about to give you this content. Oh, I'm about to give this content to you so hard.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Wait, no way. Oh. No, this is the best game of the year. Jumps remaining. Oh wow, this is ecstatic. Look at me. I am so excited. Oh, I get to jump. Oh, this is so fun. Yay. 12 remaining. Come on, baby. We got this. Let's go. Oh my gosh, I'm climaxing. Aw. You blue-balled me. Oh, that was... Oh. Oh. I've ran out of jump. Well, that was fun while it lasted.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Finding the bucket is my destiny, huh? Well, if it's my destiny, then I guess it's true. I really don't have a choice in this. The bucket will find me. I do not find the bucket. The bucket finds me. I am chosen by the
Another
bucket.
elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is
I mean,
new
to somebody,
content, then I
yes.
could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I see. The bucket. The bucket was within me all along. In fact, maybe I'm not even Stanley. Maybe I am the bucket, and that's why I can't see my feet. Thank you
That's
for
it?
enjoying the new
Oh, you've
content.
got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens
You're welcome.
when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
You
I'm
seem very
infuriated
angry.
and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people
Calm
on Twitter
down.
and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
I think it
If you're
did.
still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
Please
And we'll
don't.
try to get back to what the Stanley
Please
Parable is
stop.
really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Please.
What do you say, friend?
Hell no. We ain't friends. Who are you? Who the hell do you think you are? Putting me back in this office. I hate Mondays.
Psst.
Go back into the new
Come
content.
over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
What? What? You want to show me something in the vent? Screw you. You hurt my feelings. I enjoyed that new content, and you hated on it for no reason. You got nothing. Try not jumping in the circle.
Oh.
Don't.
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
I'm gonna trust you. Oh, well. That's too bad. Maybe, well, I don't think I'm gonna get anything new by going through these doors. I don't want to get hit with another cutscene. Come on, man. Let me through the door. Let me through the door. Alright, fine. I'll go through your vent. Oh. Great. You know, narrator, you're a real asshole, you know that? I don't appreciate how you don't let me go back. Can I do this?
When Stanley
Is that
came
possible?
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna trust you, narrator. You know, I'm putting my faith in you whenever I go through this door, that you will not lead me astray. Okay? Come on, I put trust in you, you gotta put trust in me.
Yet there was not a single person here.
Bring me
either.
back to the new
Feeling
content.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a
You got
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Still locked? I got this, don't worry. I believe in myself. I can get through this. Anything in here? Hell no. Is that Panda? I didn't even notice that. Wow. What a beautiful painting. Portrait, picture, I don't know. Anyways, let's get back to this new
Stepping
content,
into
man.
his
Come on
manager's
now.
office,
You can't
Stanley
gatekeep
was
me like
once
this.
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible.
I am.
He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Because all you've been
That
doing is
kind of
talking.
anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for
This
a
is
few
my
moments
playthrough.
with some calming new age music.
Restart the game if I want. New. What? Begin the game again. Okay. I'll listen. I would rather listen to chat than listen to this narrator. Okay? I'm tired of it. So do I go through the vent?
Stanley,
Is
come
this
over here. In the vent.
Is
I
this
want to
my
show you
destiny?
something.
Is this where Bucket is? Is it through the vent? Because I don't think I should go through there, right? That seems counterintuitive. I'm gonna go through the vent. What does it say? Coffee nut? Ugh.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh wow.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
I have no idea. I
Remember
never
back in
played the
October of
original.
2013,
I
when
told
the
you
game
this.
originally launched. Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Yes, there was zero
Always.
bad games back then. I'm sure of it. Good times, good times. I'm actually surprised. This game released whenever I was in kindergarten, dude. $1. I love you, George. Nominee. Debut game. Story, wow. Much award. Much praise. The Los Angeles Times Stanley Parable deals tough choices.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Skip button leads to suffering. What if I want to suffer? I won't press it, okay? Don't worry. See, now this is really weird because you're telling me what to do and I'm following it. I'm controlling Stanley, who's following what I'm doing. So now we just have this weird parasocial controlling relationship going on here. Memories.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Okay, listen, pal. I hear you. I hear you. The Stanley Parable was great, but I'm not playing the Stanley Parable. I'm playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Okay, so I'd appreciate it if you'd stop gloating about how good your game was and let me experience this game. Thank you very much. Can't go through here.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Steam.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no, did you get bad Steam reviews? Now that's terrifying.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
No, not the bad reviews. You know what? Now I feel bad for insulting the narrator. I bet reading those reviews really hurt his feelings. Now I feel bad for everything I've said. But I don't take it back, and I don't regret it. Not recommended. Blurred.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I'd actually like to go through those old Steam reviews just to see, because honestly, it sounds like the people who made these reviews just sort of just got frustrated with it and were like, I don't like the narrator. This game sucks.
Stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
I wish there was a
skip button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay. So, don't press it, but I can walk in. Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245.
that the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now
This
you
isn't
see,
bad.
blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much
Does this
more
go
than
on
forever
forever?
ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah.
Am I being
blah,
tricked
blah,
into
blah,
just
blah.
listening
We've
to this
eaten too much and
indefinitely?
It can't be just yet. No,
Thinking I'm
until
gonna get some ending?
245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It
He wants
went
to
on
break
for
me.
Nearly 10,000
He thinks
years,
I'm
until
weak.
just yesterday,
Like I'm
here and
gonna
there,
get
forward and
tired
back,
of this
never
and
a
just
moment
skip
before
ahead.
lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end
Forever
of time,
is the
at
best
which time
time.
everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah
Okay.
blah 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 blah.
I'm going to set
We've
a
eaten too
timer
much and it can't
for
be just
5
yet.
minutes.
No, until 245.
If it keeps
But the
going
logic of
after 5
elimination working
minutes,
backwards, the deduction
then
therefore
I'm
becomes
going to hit the
impossible
skip button.
manufacture. It went on for
Just
nearly
because I'm curious as to what it
10,000
does.
years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what
I'm
have
gonna
you, and therefore by becoming it
What?
is, so on and so forth.
Turn
until
this down a little
inevitably
bit so
we
I can
all
hear
until
myself
the end
talk.
of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That
So
the
it is
logic of
true.
elimination
There
working
is no
backwards,
ending.
The deduction therefore becomes
There's
impossible
never
to
an end to
manufacture.
this.
It went on for nearly
I guess
10,000 years, until just
that's the
yesterday,
parable?
here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It
I'm actually
can't
curious,
be.
are those
It's the
Steam
only
reviews?
thing
I'm
there
assuming they're
is.
real.
How many billions left
Which is
until
probably why
so
they
much
left out the
more than forever
usernames,
ago?
but
Which is why
I'm actually
say,
surprised to hear
the
that this game
story
got a lot
and
of
the
bad
choices,
reviews.
or what have you, and therefore by becoming it
If you
is,
listen for
so on
100
and so
years,
forth,
you will
until
meet your end.
inevitably we all until the
Well,
end
I am-
of time, at which
I am
time
so
everything
sorry
all at
to
once.
inform
So
you, I
now
do
you
not
see,
have
blah, blah, blah,
100
blah, blah,
years.
blah, 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 blah,
But I do
blah. We've
have
eaten too much and it can't be just
a
yet.
minute
No,
or
until
3 minutes and 45
245.
seconds.
That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on
So,
for nearly 10,000 years, until
know
just
what?
yesterday, here and there, forward and back.
I can
and never a moment
understand
before
the
lunchtime.
bad reviews,
Can't
saying
be.
like, oh, the
It's
narrator's
only thing there
boring,
is.
he's so
How many billions
repetitive,
left
he's
until so
preachy,
much
all
more
this.
than forever ago,
But it's like,
which is why I say, the
I
story
think some
and the
people
choices,
don't
or what have
understand
you, and
that
therefore,
just
by
because
becoming it is,
you don't
so on
like
and so
something,
forth, until inevitably
or something
we all
even
until
like
the end of
infuriates
time,
you,
at which time
doesn't
everything
mean
all
it's
at once.
bad.
So now you see, blah 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 blah
Like,
blah 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 blah.
even
blah,
me
blah,
personally,
blah.
I
We've
think the
eaten too much
narrator's
and it
pretty
can't be
annoying.
just yet. No,
But that
until
doesn't mean I'm gonna,
245.
fucking
That the
review
logic
bomb
of
this game and
elimination
be like,
working
this is
backwards, the
terrible. It
deduction
was so
therefore
annoying.
becomes
The
impossible
whole
to
time, you
manufacture.
just kept
It
talking
went
about the
on for
choices and
nearly
all this.
10,000 years,
maybe
until
that's the
just
intended
yesterday,
experience.
here and
I don't
there,
know.
forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It
This
can't
could be
It's the
exactly
only
what
thing there is.
the
How many
developer
billions left
wants
until
me
so much
to,
more than forever
like how he
ago?
wants me
Which
to
is why
experience
I
the game. It
say,
could be completely the
story
opposite.
and the choices,
I don't think
or
it really
what have you,
matters.
and therefore,
you
by
know?
becoming it is, so on and so forth, until
Like,
inevitably we all
I
until
think I
the
had a
end
good
of
time playing this,
at which time
assuming
everything
this
all
is
at
the
once.
end,
So
which
now you see, blah,
either
blah,
way
blah,
I'm
blah,
pretty
blah,
sure
blah,
I'm
blah,
gonna
blah,
end
blah,
this
blah,
soon
blah,
because
blah,
I'm
blah. We've eaten too
I I've been
imagine it can't
recording
be
for over
just yet
2
known
hours and I'm
until
running out of storage space.
245,
But
that the logic of elimination working backwards,
this
the
was
deduction
cool.
therefore becomes impossible to
This is very
manufacture.
cool.
It
And I'm not
went
saying that
on
just
for
because I
nearly
don't.
10,000
Like, if I
years, until
really
just yesterday,
had a
here and there,
problem with
forward and
this
back,
game,
and never a moment before lunchtime.
I feel like I would have
Can't
quit
be.
after
It's
like an
the
hour.
only thing there
you know?
is. How many billions left
The
until
end
so
is
much
never
more than
the
forever
end.
ago?
Yes.
Which is why I
Yes,
say
yes, yes.
the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth.
Maybe
until
some people came
inevitably,
into this
we
expecting it
all
was
until
gonna be
the
like
end
some
of time, at which
mind-blowing
time everything
experience.
all
I haven't
once,
found the
so,
bucket.
Now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't
I'm
be just
assuming the
yet
bucket
known
is not.
until
Oh, wait.
245. That the logic of elimination
Is this
working backwards,
bucket?
the deduction
Is this my
therefore
bucket?
becomes impossible to manufacture. It
Do I
went
jump on top
for
of it?
nearly 10,000 years,
Is this-
until just yesterday,
is this it?
here and there, forward and back,
Is this
and
bucket?
never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only
Bucket?
thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago?
I found
which
bucket.
is why I say the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is.
That's the
so
fake.
on and so forth until inevitably
We
all until the end
It's
of
an
time.
imposter.
At which time everything all at once.
You're a
so,
fake
now you
bucket, I see.
blah, blah,
You're
blah,
not-
blah,
you're
blah,
not
blah,
real,
blah,
okay.
blah, blah,
I
blah,
must
blah,
find the
blah,
real
blah. We've
bucket.
eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No.
Well, I
until
thought that the bucket was always inside of
245.
me.
That the logic of elimination
I thought
working
that I
backwards,
understood the bucket
deduction therefore becomes
forever.
impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago?
Plant.
Which is why I say the story and the choices, or what have you.
Alright, before
and
I
therefore, by
waste my
becoming
time
it
walking
is,
around this
so
room.
on and so forth, until
The bucket is not
inevitably,
here,
we
is it?
all until the end of time.
It is
at
not-
which time
it
everything
is
all
not
at
yet
once.
here.
So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245.
You know, I feel like I'm
That the
being jerked
logic of
around.
elimination working backwards,
I feel like
the
I
deduction
should
therefore becomes
press.
impossible
Oh,
to
there's an
manufacture.
achievement for
It
12
went
hours.
on for
Yeah.
nearly
I'm not
10,000
going
years,
through
until
12
just
hours of this. Alright, GG. Good stuff, narrator. You got me. You broke
were
me.
only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You
I'd
see,
like to
it
make a
could
point.
in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and
Now his
not
whole
making
job
choices,
is
and that
pushing
they are
buttons.
both affecting you
That is
and
true.
not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are
All right.
not making them.
I'm
Okay,
conflicted.
first, I
I've
was
been
leaning
told to
towards
not press it
manifesto,
at all,
but
and
now
I've been
I'm
told
going
to press it.
circle around and slap the
Now-
treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you,
You
say
must
that
find the
manifesto
bucket,
just
nothing
has
else
a much
matter. What
grander
the-
sort of tone? It has a
What is the
mouthful
bucket?
that is rich with ambitious
What is it?
history. Ambitious history, if you will.
What
Now
what
you've
bucket?
got
This
me
is a
going back to
bucket, but this is an
manifesto.
imposter?
Heavens, at
What?
this rate, we're going to be here
What,
all
because
day.
it's dirty?
Okay,
Why is this
I
bucket
have a
matter
method for
less
exactly
than the
this sort
bucket
of
you
situation,
speak of?
And I do find myself in
What
this
is wrong
situation
with this
frequently.
bucket, huh?
I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until
This-
I become sick of one
the bucket
or
will
the other,
reassure you.
in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor.
Calm down.
It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go.
Bucket will give you
Manifesto.
feelings you've never
Treatise.
felt.
Manifesto.
What?
Treatise. Manifesto.
I somehow highly
Treatise.
doubt that,
Manifesto.
but I will
Treatise.
believe you.
Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto.
What do I do to get the
Manifesto.
bucket? Do I press the button?
Treatise. Manifesto.
It is truly
Treatise.
an
Manifesto.
unbeatable bucket.
Treatise. Manifesto.
Okay.
Manifesto.
I wasn't trying to
Treatise.
beat a bucket.
Manifesto. Treatise.
I'm not trying to
Manifesto.
beat up a bucket.
Treatise.
If it's unbeatable, good for the
Manifesto.
bucket.
Treatise.
What do I do?
Manifesto.
Because I
Treatise.
feel like if I press this
Manifesto.
button, then I'm going to
Treatise.
miss out on a huge
Manifesto.
ending or something, okay?
Treatise.
Trust your inner bucket. You know what?
Manifesto.
My inner bucket
Treatise.
is telling me to press this
Manifesto.
fucking button and get this over
Treatise.
with.
Manifesto.
When the bucket will be
Treatise.
before you,
Manifesto.
you shall pray
Treatise.
before it. Okay,
Manifesto.
let's hang on.
Treatise.
Hang on.
Manifesto.
Everybody stop. Let's pray to the bucket. Let's say our grace, okay? Oh dear bucket, please bestow upon me your infinite wisdom and guide me towards where I shall go. In the great name of the bucket I pray. Amen. Now, I'm still being told that I should press the button that's right here. I'm pretty sure I should press it.
Manifesto.
Okay? Trust my
Treatise.
inner bucket.
Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto.
You know what?
Treatise.
No,
Manifesto.
you're trying to trick me.
Treatise.
You're trying to get in
Manifesto.
my brain. You're trying to make me think
Manifesto.
something that's not real. Don't
Treatise.
question the inner bucket.
Manifesto.
Well, maybe.
Treatise.
Oh,
Manifesto.
press it. Press it. You know, my inner bucket says don't press it.
Manifesto. Treatise.
Now what?
Manifesto.
What are you gonna do about it?
Manifesto.
I might be able to mind control
Manifesto.
Stanley, but you can't mind
Treatise.
control me.
Manifesto.
Okay? I
Treatise.
am the one doing this
Manifesto.
playthrough, and
Treatise.
my inner bucket says,
Manifesto.
stay here.
Treatise.
How about that?
Manifesto.
Don't hesitate on your inner
Treatise.
bucket's advice.
Manifesto.
You're making an inner bucket
Treatise.
angry. How
Manifesto.
do you know? It's my
Treatise.
bucket.
Manifesto.
My inner bucket. How do you know what
Treatise.
my inner bucket thinks, huh?
Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto.
They don't.
Treatise.
You know what?
Treatise.
My inner bucket is telling me to press this because Stanley is a button pusher, okay?
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the
I did.
power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh,
What
I
does
can't
that
wait to see
mean?
what Cookie 9 will say about this.
Your
and whether
bucket
they'll
is
edit
happy.
the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
Well spoken. Okay. Well, now that he's done speaking, I'm listening to my inner bucket. I'm letting it speak to me. I'm trusting it. It says push the button.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go?
He's
Can you maybe
watching.
just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door.
You know,
as long as
you're
it can
yapping
open and
about a
lead from one
whole
room
lot
to
of
another.
stuff.
I'm going
And,
to step away for just a moment, and
oh?
I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly
Please
to
step
remove
away
a
and don't
door
come
place
back.
it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
Okay, brothers and sisters of the bucket, I need your strong presence with the bucket to guide me. So, what is the choice here? Do we press the button? Does the bucket say to press the button? I don't have a strong presence with the bucket. Bucket is saying press it. I can hear it. Okay? Okay? Have we come to a conclusion? Oh, it seems... Stanley, it's me, press the bucket. It seems that we are having a contradiction here. It seems we are having a bit of a... We've met a crossroads. I'm being told not to, and I'm also being told to press the button. I'm being told... You know what? I'm gonna listen to my own inner bucket. The bucket is joking. You know, alright, you're just messing with me now. We're pressing the button.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't
Okay.
know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley,
Doesn't
the door
seem
is
to be
gone.
going
It's
longer.
completely gone.
Actually, I don't
I've
know.
looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you?
Who is Jim?
Thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are.
I don't know who you
It
are.
doesn't really matter, but here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken.
Yeah, let's talk about Jim. This guy's just gonna keep yapping. I'm not very interested in this.
What does such an impulse
Jim is cooler than Deer.
For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press
Do you really
this
mean
button
that?
and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it.
Jim is
and
almost
I'm
as
gonna
cool
be
as the
stuck
button.
all
Well, I think this
alone.
button is
And I have
lame.
the
How about
power to
that?
prevent it all from happening, if only I held my
Oh,
tongue.
okay. The bucket is
It's all
cool,
out of my
but the
control
button,
now.
I don't really care about
Just
the button.
you, just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely
Jim
you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls.
My bucket is telling me to press the
anxiety.
button.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're
Oh, wow.
back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Aw, the
Stanley,
plant died.
I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's
You don't
just
understand the
how
bucket.
it's
Maybe
always
you
been,
don't. You ever thought about that?
Me talking, and you say
You might be
nothing.
able to stand on your
Would you think
high and
that
mighty
it's
pedestal and
exactly
talk
the
to
same
me
as
about what the
always?
bucket wants,
Doesn't
but how
that
do you
feel like
know,
what
huh?
we've already been doing?
How do you
Me
even know you're
just
following the
talking.
right bucket?
But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because
You
I know you
you
can't hear
you
me
dare.
once you push
No,
that
no.
button.
You
That's
don't
what
tell
I'm
me I
realizing now,
dare.
Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed
No,
there
it
to
sounds
be a
like
vessel
your
through
bucket
which my
is just
words were
whatever
moving.
your
It was
ego
the
is telling
vessel
you,
I
you know?
needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real.
No,
Maybe
that's not what
I'm
it
not just a
means.
fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes.
You're fake.
Perhaps I've been scared this
Narrator,
long
you're
time.
not real.
But if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward.
Man, I
in
can see
between
why
the two of us.
why he got so many
I am
bad
suspended
reviews on his
in its
narration.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I
Yes,
have
that's
had
right.
time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through.
What, has it
I've
been
had
a year?
So much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh.
Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
Are
To
you even
begin
in a
with,
place?
There is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days,
Ask Jim about
months.
his
I
opinion.
lost it
Fuck
all in a
Jim.
blur of
I don't
the
know who
deepest
Jim
longing
is.
to undo the
No, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being jerked around back and forth about, oh, listen to the bucket, don't press the button, do this, do that. I'm gonna do what the frick I want, dude. Is he finally gone? You're making the bucket angry. Is the bucket gonna stop me? You know what? If the bucket is so almighty, all-knowing, all-powerful, all this, it can stop me from pressing this button. I bet it could take this button away. But you know what? It's
But they
fake.
didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are
Jim
the
is
jokes? Where are the
DeerSap's
jokes? They
father.
bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability.
Jim
It's
isn't
the
happy
unwillingness
either.
to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for
I'm
no
tempted to
reason
restart
other
the
than
game.
to do so? Yes!
I also
Yes!
feel like I'm stuck in here
It seems that
forever.
this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and
Is this the
discomfort with
suffering
ourselves
that we
our
discussed earlier?
entertainment is now our lives.
Am I stuck here
It
forever?
has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people.
Because it seems like he's
otherwise,
suffering
without
more
our
than I am.
entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face
Keep
inward
pressing.
toward the cruel bleakness inside us.
Ooh. Oh. The button seems unpressable now. Oh.
The end.
Come on,
is never
Stanley,
the
we got
end,
this.
Is never the end. 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 Is never the end.
You don't want to miss the bucket. I
end,
don't,
is
but I
never-
also want to get to the bucket. I want to see the bucket. Actually, I don't think I can see the bucket from what you've been telling me, but I want to be enlightened. I want to reach a higher state of being, and the only way I see that happening is by pressing this button, because Stanley is a button pusher. Oh boy. Is the bucket here? Nah, probably not. Well, this place looks decrepit. That's nice. Have I killed the narrator yet? Has he died from old age? That'd be cool. Oh wow. How beautiful. Alright, next. Man, how much farther have we gone? I must say, probably about 200,000 to 1,000,000 years. You may even learn how to ride a bike on water. You know, that's all I've ever dreamed of. Ooh. Do I leave? Do I leave or do I continue to press? Man, what am I asking you for? Actually, let me see if I can even press it. I don't think I can. Yeah. Wow. Now this is barren. How serene and peaceful. Ah. Soundtrack written by the bucket. The end is never the end. Well, I'm assuming if I walk through here, everything is going to be just like how it started.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
What is this? New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Is this the Ultra Deluxe? No! No! What do you mean no? What the fuck do you mean no? You told me to go into the new content. What do you mean no? What, have I missed it? Is it all over? I can smell it. What? Alright, I'm gonna step in here.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh no. No, not
Yes,
a
you
second
see, isn't
one.
this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement
Doors.
right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Wow.
Here we are.
This
Go
must have
on,
taken
try out
a
some
long
of the new
time to
features.
design. Just for a joke about a sequel. Bucket. Where? I must find buckets. Smell it. Infinite hole. It won't end. I don't think I want to go there. The exit is blocked off. I guess I do have to go to the infinite hole. No screenshots. Well, if I want to take a screenshot.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one.
You
I
mother
think that in
of
the new version,
You
the
kidding
office
me?
could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday
Oh, no.
and Happy 12th Birthday.
No.
Which would you go with?
Did I do a bad? Did I mess up? Did I do a bad? It doesn't matter. It's too late now. The Stanley Parable. Get well someday. Or happy 12th birthday, stepniece. What? Do I restart? Actually, honestly, let's just do get well someday.
You know,
See what happens.
sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, stepniece, it is.
Well, that seems unfair. I wanted to get well someday. Don't we all just want to get well someday? Merch.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No.
Okay.
I've made my decision. We're moving on.
I'm going back to where I was. The bucket was in front of me. Time and depth. Timeline infinite. That seems too complicated. An infinite hole. Before that. Oh, hold on. I'm going back. Hold on. Hold your horses. I have no jumps remaining. Next to the merch booth. Where was the merch? That was like right here. Wait. Merch. Oh baby, I can't wait to cop me a brand new Stanley Parable tee. Look at the pictures. The Stanley Parable 2 Reassurance Buckets. New feature. Yes, I see. I see bucket. I go through door. I go through door to find bucket. I think I go through door to find bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Bucket.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
You got it. Alright, baby. We have waited so long to find the bucket, and it is finally here.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits
wow.
of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Well, I feel complete. I feel entirely complete. We'll get a different ending everywhere. A bucket. Well,
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
wonderful. Well, that's about it. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I got the bucket, and I am satisfied as a person. Alright, goodbye.